The shattering truth. The rehab's group room was quiet, too quiet. Plastic chairs scraped against the tiled floor, circled in a way that made it impossible to hide. A coffee mug rattled on the table from someone's jittering knee. The air smelled of instant coffee, disinfectant and sweat. Marnus sat at the head of the circle, not as a patient anymore, but as the counselor. His eyes scanned the faces. He saw the fear, the anger, the weariness. He saw himself in all of them. Marnus, all right, tonight we talk truth. No filters, no games. You've all danced with the same demon. Let's call it what it is. There was silence. A few averted gazes. Then Harry leaned back in his chair, smirking. His voice carried that lazy confidence of someone who had made peace with poison. Truth? Fine. The truth is, drugs weren't all bad. Come on. You know what I mean. The high, that rush, feeling like you can fly, like you're untouchable. That was the best damn thing I ever felt. I'd take that any day over sitting here in this dump, pretending I'm cured. A few snickered. Others nodded without meeting Marnus's eyes. For a moment the room tilted toward Harry's words, as if he'd lit a match in a room soaked with gasoline. Marnus froze, his jaw clenched. He had heard this lie before. He had told this lie before. And something inside him snapped. Marnus, no. He shook his head, his eyes glassy, fists trembling at his sides. His voice cracked but grew louder, sharper, until it filled the room like thunder. No, Harry, don't you dare glamorize this. Don't you dare poison this room with that fantasy. The group jolted. Harry's smirk faltered. Marnus stepped into the center of the circle, his chest heaving, his eyes burning with tears he could no longer hold back. Marnus shaking. You think it's fun? You think it's just the high? Let me tell you the real truth. The truth no one brags about. His voice broke into a scream that rattled the walls. Marnus. I lost my wife. Do you hear me? The woman I swore to love looked at me like I was already in the grave. I lost my daughters. My little girls stopped running to the door because they knew their daddy didn't come home anymore. Even when I was there, I was gone. Gone to the pipe. Gone to the needle. Gone to the next score. Tears streamed down his face. His knees buckled and he fell onto the cold floor in the center of the circle. Marnus, slamming his fist into the tiles. I traded their love for poison. I burned every home I ever had until I was sleeping in the dirt. Do you want the truth, Harry? The truth is, I begged for death. I begged to not wake up, because living one more day as a slave to that shit was worse than dying. The room was silent. His scream still echoed in the walls. No one laughed now. Marnus knelt there, shaking, his hands clutching at his own chest as though trying to rip out the demons still clawing inside him. His tears hit the floor, darkening the tiles. He raised his head slowly, eyes swollen, face broken. He stared at each of them, not as their counselor, but as their mirror. Marnus, hoarse, this is what addiction is. This is the fire that eats your soul until nothing is left but ashes. It takes your family, your dignity, your name, until even your children look at you like a stranger. Don't you dare sit here and call it fun. Don't you dare lie to yourselves. This is hell. And if you don't fight it, it will bury you. Something shifted in the circle. The thin woman with sunken eyes raised her trembling hand, voice breaking. Woman, that's me. That's what I did. My son begged me to stop. Begged me. And I lit up anyway. Her face crumpled and she sobbed into her palms. A man with tattoos creeping up his neck leaned forward, his voice thick, cracking. My little girl, she thinks I'm dead. Her mother tells her that because it's easier than telling her, I chose the needle over her. His lips quivered. His eyes shone. He punched his thigh hard, punishing himself for sins he couldn't undo. Then another voice whispered, I left my baby in the car while I scored. Another followed, I stole from my sick mother while she begged for water. The dam burst. Confession after confession, regret after regret, poured into the room. A storm of grief. Marnus stood, swaying, broken but unyielding. His chest rose and fell as if he had run 1,000 miles. His voice softened, hoarse from the scream, but steady. Marnus, quietly, almost pleading, this is why we're here. Not to pretend, not to glorify the demon, but to face it, together. As long as you're breathing, it isn't over. You can choose, you can still fight, but only if you stop lying to yourselves. Take back the pen. Stop letting the drugs write your story. Write it yourself. Write something your children will want to read." He sat down, burying his face in his hands, shaking. The room was silent, heavy, forever changed. The lies were burned away, the truth had been spoken, and it had cost Marnus everything to say it.